Straight ahead on 12 News, charged up for Super Tuesday.
It's important because it really is the first, I think, really significant hurdle.
An important step in presidential politics and why voter turnout is considered crucial. Plus, the latest Northwest Metro hotspot for new home construction.
Every home that we've built, we've sold very quickly.
And later, the birthday in Brooklyn Center that happens as often as a presidential election. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. The 2016 presidential picture could get a lot clearer after Super Tuesday.
Minnesotans will head to Republican and DFL caucuses to help nominate candidates for president. And as Delane Cleveland reports, party faithful say caucus turnout is key to shaping the November election.
We, in the last 4 years...
This past weekend at North Hennepin Community College, dozens came out to a DFL fundraiser where party leaders took the chance to educate the crowd about the significance of Super Tuesday.
I think that the races in both major parties for president might be very different after Super Tuesday. I think it's going to change the complexion, or certainly the direction, of the races. So the stakes are high.
Minnesota Secretary of State Steve Simon says high voter turnout is key to ensure that the candidate they support, regardless of party, succeeds in the election.
You may, by not voting, be in essence doubling the vote of someone who may not share your views and values.
With delegate counts and party nominations at stake, turnout for Democrats and Republicans is crucial.
Unlike some years, the caucuses here seem like they're going to mean something.
Political expert David Schultz pointed specifically to Tuesday's impact on the Republican field.
Trump is clearly the front runner right now, having won 3 of the first 4 contests. If he does exceedingly well on Super Tuesday, that might very well cement him at this point. And so the other people, the Cruzes, Rubio, Kasich, Carson, they have to show something now, because if they can't show out of 12 states at least 1 victory, I think their money just about dries up.
Meanwhile, Secretary of State Simon wanted to point everyone to the website mnvotes.org.
They can register to vote online. They can order an absentee ballot online, have it come to their home. They can then vote from home, send it back without ever having to go anywhere.
In other words, Minnesota has made it easier for people to vote than ever before, but that doesn't necessarily mean they'll do it.
Failure to vote is not an act of rebellion, it's an act of surrender.
For the Democrats in Minnesota, 77 delegates are up for grabs at Tuesday night's caucuses. For the Republicans, GOP voters will award 38 delegates. Some delegates will be assigned based on statewide results, and the other delegates will be assigned by vote totals in each congressional district. Mike?
All right, we'll see what happens. Thank you. A Brooklyn Park woman is accused of helping a pastor forge $235,000 in stolen checks. Sherry Keltner is charged with 6 counts of theft by swindle. According to the criminal complaint, Keltner worked at an accounting firm and stole blank checks belonging to her clients. The scheme involved Pastor Dedrick Willis of Truth Worship Center in Minneapolis, who was charged last year with using the money for lavish trips, clothing, and furniture. The complaint says Keltner wanted the money to move her kids to a new apartment.
A heads up for drivers if you plan to use Highway 100 on Monday night. MnDOT plans to close the highway in both directions just south of Golden Valley starting at 9 o'clock tonight. The closure will run from Interstate 394 south to Highway 62 so crews can work on the Cedar Lake Trail Bridge. Highway 100 will reopen by 5 a.m. Tuesday.
Some of the Wayzata School's youngest students now have a new place to learn. Wayzata Early Learning Programs and Welcome Center have moved to the intersection of County Road 6 and 101. Peppermint Fence Preschool, which used to be at Central Middle School, will also hold classes here. This is the first time all programs from birth through kindergarten will be located in one building. There's also room for possible expansion.
I think this facility gives us the perfect place to grow, and that knowing that we have another 19,000 square feet that are coming on in 3 years really helps us not have to react if the legislature chooses to have mandated 4-year-old programming. We'll be very able to respond quickly.
The school district signed a 10-year lease with the Minnesota School of Business to use the space.
The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency says flushable wipes are causing problems for some city sewer systems. The MPCA says disposable wipes like these flushable baby wipes can clog some wastewater systems. The agency says the wipes don't break down the way toilet paper does, and they can clog pumps like this one. Brooklyn Park only has 6 pumps serving about 1,000 customers, and they haven't reported a problem with flushable wipes, but they say it's best to err on the side of caution.
Don't put the wipes down the toilet, and anything, general rule of thumb is if you wouldn't put it down the garbage disposal, don't put it down the toilet.
The MPCA says the city of Minnetonka has reported 8 to 10 backups connected with wipes a year, with each problem costing $1,000 for the city and an untold amount for the homeowner who has sewage backed up in the basement. Reacting quickly in an emergency was part of a test for students in Osseo this weekend.
Students from all over the state participated in the 30th annual State Emergency Care Competition. As Sonia Goins reports, students interested in going into healthcare were tested in situations that mimic what happens in real life.
We're going to ask for immediate transport.
25 teams from all across the metro packed Osseo Senior High School.
Is she bleeding at all?
Negative.
Where they were put to the test in delivering emergency care.
This is the future here with these kids. You know, this is their first chance to get in healthcare, and I can go through hundreds of kids that have come through the Osseo program that are now in healthcare.
Osseo High School teacher Gary Leafblad walked us through the competition.
Here, this young lady, I mean, she's got burns to the face. So with that, they have to comfort the patient. Are you talking to her and reassuring the patient?
The students were given 3 different scenarios and a written exam.
Pulse is 76, regular and strong.
One scene involved a person cutting down a tree.
You know, the tree has fallen.
When it fell on him.
So you got someone pinned, and then they're going to be doing some CPR with this one.
Another involved a chemical spill.
Both patients have sulfuric burns. They have to irrigate the wounds. They got the blood pressure cuffs, so they're taking vitals at all times.
Students had to work fast while keeping the patient calm.
I think that we worked really well together and that we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and I think that bounced off of each other quite well.
Her CMS has gone down since we backboarded her.
Perhaps the most challenging test involved someone who had a diabetic emergency, and students needed to treat the patient in the dark.
So they turned out the lights, and we used our headlamps and what other flashlight gear we had and
did what we could to get the mission accomplished.
Students Tommy Firestone and Royce Witterhan are both fire explorers and plan to use what they learned.
For me, it's a factor of helping people and making somebody's day on their worst day.
Being able to see people smile, even if they have the worst day that they can, like he was saying, being able to help them.
Is the patient responsive?
Experts say the test will help in real life.
But these kids are something special. They're learning a skill, and they're going to be able to use it down the road. They're not just going to be the ones standing on the sidelines. They're going to jump in there. I know first aid. I know CPR. I can help.
In Osseo, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Out of 25 competing teams, Spring Lake Park took first, second, and third place. Well, coming up, the latest new home construction hotspot. We'll take you there coming up in Business Matters.
But first, in sports, a great battle between Cooper and Wayzata in section boys basketball.
But first, jacket weather lingers, and we may not reach above freezing until Wednesday.
Welcome back. The Parade of Homes showcase has begun, and some houses in Brooklyn Park are on display.
It's more proof of a residential building boom along Highway 610. Eric Nelson has the story in this week's Business Matters.
As far as the parade traffic so far, I mean, it's been outstanding and the feedback has been awesome.
North Brooklyn Park has become a hot spot in the northwest suburbs.
I definitely think so. I mean, every home that we've built, we've sold very quickly.
Luxurious homes in places such as the Oxbow Creek neighborhood are suddenly very popular.
The most expensive lots are $131,900, whereas in Maple Grove, those lots are $200,000, even higher possibly, and so it's a good alternative.
These houses sit on lots that range from 1/3 to 1/2 acre, and the price tag is between $450,000 and $700,000. Some of the lures to buying a house in North Brooklyn Park are the proximity to the Target North campus, the 610 freeway, and the proposed light rail line. Plus, downtown Minneapolis is just a short hop away.
You don't have any options to build something new and be downtown in under 20 minutes. Your next options are Otsego, western part of Maple Grove, Corcoran, way out there.
Later this year, Highway 610 will finally be linked to I-94.
This is a good thing.
Which should foster more growth in Brooklyn Park.
It's taken quite a few years and segments to get built out, but it finally getting done has people realizing its potential.
I believe Brooklyn Park is a great place to live and a great community, and I would recommend this neighborhood or many neighborhoods in Brooklyn Park to anyone.
In Brooklyn Park, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
Another neighborhood with new custom homes is Oxbow Cove, and like Oxbow Creek, it is close to 610 and also connects to the North Hennepin Regional Trail. Coming up, a special birthday in Brooklyn Center that happens as often as a presidential election.
But first in sports, local boys swimmers and divers compete for spots in the state meet. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back.
Good reason for people in the Northwest Metro to keep an eye on the state boys swim meet, which is coming up this week. I guess we have a swimmer in just about every race from the area.
Out of this section, yeah. We had a lot of state qualifiers, so a lot to watch for down in Minneapolis later this week. The state boys swimming and diving meet starts Thursday at the U of M Aquatic Center. Several locals and swimmers and divers qualified out of state from Section 5. Wayzata defending section champions in 5AA. Highlights from this meet, 200-yard medley relay. The Armstrong team of Harrison Collins, Josh DeRuyter, Lucas Porfel, and Connor Smith win in a time of 1 minute 40 seconds. One of 3 Armstrong relay wins in the meet. 200-yard freestyle, Wayzata finishes 1-2. Isaiah Philstrom edging teammate Quinn Lansing with a winning time of 1:45.39. Both guys make state. 200-yard individual medley, Cooper freshman Nathan Welly swims to the title in 2 minutes, 0.39 seconds. Brandon Sherman of Wayzata second and also makes state. 50 freestyle race, Armstrong's Harrison Collins swims to a win in a time of 21.85 seconds, edging Ed Oliveras of Irondale. 2 Wayzata divers were among the top 4. Mason Zarnes finishes second, Nick Benson third, and they're both headed to state. In the 100 free, Armstrong's Connor Smith swims to a win in 47.19 seconds. Eric Marcotte of Park Center finishes second. Marcotte is the first Pirate swimmer to make state since 2004. Congratulations to him. Here are the final team scores. Wayzata takes the team title well ahead of runner-up Armstrong. Spring Lake Park is third. Champlin Park is fifth, followed by Park Center, Osseo, and Cooper. Now to boys basketball, where section play will wrap up this week. In Section 6 4A, an upset in one of the tournament semifinals. Second-seeded Wayzata taking on third-seed Cooper. Devin Mosby gets the steal for Cooper, and it leads to a fast break layout for Bijan Newbern. Cooper takes a 5-0 lead. Nathan Hill drives and hits a runner off the glass. The Hawks establish a lead early and never give it up. Damian Gordon has a big game. He pops a 3 on his way to a 21-point outing. And Cooper's up 18-11. Wayzata battles back, though, inside to Austin Slater for the hoop. Trojans within 4 at halftime. Second half, Melvin Newbern comes up with a loose ball and lays it in. He's in the right place all game long. Gordon takes an open 3, and it gives Cooper a double-digit lead at 42-32. Wayzata closes the gap again. Ryan Lindbergh's long 3 pulls the Trojans within 54-52. Gordon throws long inbounds pass to Melvin Newbern for 2 of his 28 points, and Cooper's up by 5. Wayzata down 3. They get a last chance to tie it, but Lindbergh's contested 3 misses, and Cooper celebrates an impressive 70-67 win. We'll have more on the Hawks Tuesday starting at 4 on 12 News. The first semifinal match, 4-seed Armstrong against top-seed Hopkins. Armstrong hoped to pull an upset against the Royals in the first semifinal at Osseo. Mayor Coffey's been bothered by a toe injury, but he nails an early 3 here for the Royals. Ishmael El-Amin sinks a long 3. The Royals' first 5 baskets are all 3s, and they're up 15-5. True Thompson, nice crossover and a floater for Armstrong. He scores 13 first-half points. But it's all Hopkins. Coffey with the steal gets it to El-Amin for the layup and 2 of his 25 points. And the Royals blow it open to lead 38-15. Thompson gets the rebound dunk as the Falcons try to battle back, but they're still down at 20 at halftime, 51-31. Armstrong fakes a few mini runs, but they never really threatened in the second half. Hopkins cruises to a 91-69 win over Armstrong. Cooper and Hopkins now play for the Section 6 4A championship Wednesday at 7 o'clock at Osseo High School. The state wrestling tournament wrapped up Saturday. A few local individuals made it into the final rounds. Dutino Grace's Jake Sveal in the Class 2A 106-pound championship match, but it's a rough go against Mankato West Charlie Pickle. Sveal loses a 13-6 decision. Grace's Jared Florell gets a takedown here in the 170-pound third-place match, but he loses to New Prague's Nick Knutson. Wayzata's Corey King in the Class 3A 220-pound match, third-place match, I should say. He wrestles hard and loses a 2-0 decision to Jackson Scheibel of Hastings. Champlin Park's Dylan Drogemuller got 5th place at 113 pounds. And that's a look at sports for today.
A lot going on.
Yes.
Thanks, John. Still ahead, a very special honor for an Armstrong band teacher.
But first, a birthday celebration in Brooklyn Center that only happens once every 4 years. We'll be right back. Music teacher Todd Burkholder has covered many streets and football fields with Armstrong marching bands over the last 25 years. Now, Schmidt Music has named him one of the top music educators of the year. Burkholder says it was a surprise, and he credits teachers who work with the students before he does.
An award like this comes with amazing music educators that work so tirelessly in the elementary and middle schools, that feed us with amazing musicians that are ready to hit the road running at the highest level at the high school. So I am the beneficiary of all of their hard work.
The Armstrong Marching Band played at Disney World and at halftime of the Outback Bowl on New Year's Day. Well, finally, a Brooklyn Center boy's special birthday that only comes around once every 4 years.
The big question, 2 candles or 8? 8. You want 8?
Grant Dermstad celebrated his leap year birthday with cupcakes, friends, and presents at his Brooklyn Center home. It's his second leap year birthday, but like you heard him, he says he's 8 years old and he usually celebrates his birthday on February 28th.
We usually celebrate on the 28th, don't we? And sometimes we celebrate on the 28th and March 1st. We figure it's only fair if he only gets a real birthday every 4 years. We might as well make the most of the other years, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Grant's big present was a laptop. One report says the oldest leap year birthday celebrated today in America is a woman in Florida who is 25 or 100 years old, depending upon how you calculate it. Something tells me her party wasn't as exciting as Grant's was.
I think, yeah, Grant's was a little crazy. It was fun.
Happy birthday, Grant.
Yeah, you betcha.
We'll see you tomorrow.